Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. I'm not wearing the shirt, but these shirts are available in the Fed Gear store. So go get yourself a fired up t-shirt because we are fired up major on a Friday. You can see the topic we're talking about. I would invite all your friends that are in that you know and bring them into this live with us. Fed Nation, I see you. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, we're here. Quentin, Jesus, get ready. Get ready. Shout out to my food equipment service network across the globe. Who is this?
Who's that? Geraldine.
So Geraldine, let everybody know who you are.
I am the service manager here at Maliki.
And Geraldine is in the trenches.
All day, every day.
With the technicians, with the customers, with the reps, with the dealers, with everybody in all the channels that you could think of and then some. And I've been there. I've been there. It's not easy. And we're talking today about installs and know-it-alls. And we wanted to come up with something clever. I think that's good. So that kind of is going to set the tone. What's up, Ben? Happy Friday. Sit down and relax. Grab yourself a cup of coffee.
Cup of
tea, and join the brigade. So we're fired up. I got to tell you something. I am very fired up. This stuff is, these situations that occur are the exact things I talk about day in and day out. And it blows my mind every time. So let's give some context. We're not naming names. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Yes.
And context. We have a big installation going down. We got 5 full-size combi ovens and 2 double-stack combi ovens,
yes,
correct?
2 double stacks.
So we did site survey.
Site survey, yes.
We made everyone aware what was needed.
Yep. We talked to about 10 people. My tech went into the
let me just
call those trailers where they have like all the construction people.
Yep.
He went in there, he spoke to about 10 people, drew out, spoke, said, I need this. Everybody was on board. Oh yeah, we have everything covered. Mm-hmm. A week later, apparently they did all this stuff that they had to do. It was a lot. I even questioned it. I'm like, wow, you guys were able to do everything? Because I knew the location was full on construction. They were still doing floors, walls. It was basically bare. So they promised me, we talked, they sent me a little picture, couldn't go by much detail. Yes, I talked to 2 people, talked to the dealer and I talked to my contact on site.
Mm-hmm.
Both 100%. We're good to go. We show up, 2 technicians. The location was still the same.
We have picture and video to show it because we have technology now that we utilize that the technicians use. It's XOI, and it takes all this information and puts it to a link that gives you amazing quality video, pictures, and everything with one click. Now I have some things down here.
Okay.
The first thing is when I see these email chains and I see all the people involved. Here's let's talk about problem number 1. There are 10 people involved, not including us. No. If you include me and her, there's 12. 12 people involved in this installation. There's reps, there's dealers, there's the manufacturer, there's the customer. The
GC.
There's the GC. All of this stuff. Do you think that this can get clouded along the way?
Yeah, miscommunication all the way.
It's mind-boggling. So I wanted to put that out there in the sphere. There's oftentimes too many people. These things become overly complicated when it could be really simple. I sit here every day for years and years and years and say, why is this all got to be so complicated? It's simple. We give you the information. We tell you what needs to be done. You do it. We come back. We do the install. You listen to the experts. Exactly. You pay the experts. Let's go back to what I got Dave's ticket here that I printed out. We get to site.
Yes.
We are thorough. And I quote from a man that has been doing this for 20 years, and I would say probably arguably our best guy out there.
Yes.
Site not ready. Full-size units are not spaced out. Dealer wants them buttoned up. There are caster kits available. So listen, I'm not going to read this whole thing because What this was, we have these units buttoned up tight against each other. Okay, you're not going to be able to repair them. There's going to be heat damage. There's going to be all kinds of things that we had to stop and let the customer know. Dealer says, just do it. No problem. It's no problem. But it is a problem because we're going to be the ones to have to pick up the mess and clean up the mess. So here we are. Yesterday afternoon, Geraldine gets a call. And what does the person on this call tell you?
That they're ready.
That they're ready.
They're ready.
And what else?
That they're good to go. They did everything that they had to do, and that they're good to go. They wanted it for today. They called me yesterday afternoon, and they wanted first thing today.
And that this person, listen, they sell combis. They do this every day for a living. It's ready. Don't worry. Here's the bottom line. If you call and pay us to do something, who's the expert? I don't care what you sell. God bless. Good for you. You sell the equipment. Let me tell you the big disconnect that there is. There's a monster disconnect from the sales process to the actual work being done in the field and the installations. This is the conversations that need to continue to happen so people can understand and see what we're doing here on a daily basis. So when you look at this from our perspective, okay, it's important to know that these guys, you say you sell this stuff. Well, these guys install this stuff every week. They service this stuff every week. They've gone through trainings. They've been doing this guy in particular for 2 decades. What else is there to actually say? I mean, if these units are not ready, we got the electric wasn't ready.
The drain wasn't even close to the units. They told them, wait, the plumber was coming and he'll be back. That could be an hour, 3 hours,
3
tomorrow.
days. Who's paying for that?
Mm-hmm.
This goes back. This is another thing. Just like, you think our time is invaluable? Our time is everything. That man that's on that site is making a lot of money. And we had 2 guys there.
2 guys.
For 3 hours each.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at reality, if we're talking street rates that we're going to have to bill somebody now, we're talking close to $1,000 bill. Someone's paying that. When you think about like the old, we'll figure it out. No, we can't keep taking hits. Our margins have shrunk too. We get all these things. I was talking with Dan Deibler about this. We get these letters from different manufacturers saying, "Oh, we're going to have to raise the parts rates 3 to 4% because of this, and this." Well, what do you think we have going on? We have our insurance, and there was some talk about the health insurance and everything in the group. Skyrocketed year in, year out. It goes up and up and up. And Lisa knows a little bit about insurance.
I sure do.
It's expensive, and we offer the top notch. Most service companies do because they want to take care of their men, their women that are out there doing all this hard work. And our time matters. Our time is valuable. I know we have some things going on there, but is there one you want to bring up specifically?
Yeah. I just want to bring this in because I think it's to the point. None of the the communication with the GC and subs to work in conjunction. Everyone else is at their home or in an office, not on site. I have worked in countless new construction and know that the key players to make your install smooth are on site.
Exactly. And that's the technicians. And listen, I'm not trying to say dealers or any of these people don't know what they're doing.
No.
That's not what we're saying here.
No.
Obviously, you know what you're doing. You're professionals in your field. But we're professionals in our field. I've been doing this since 1999. I've seen things go really great. I've seen things go really wrong. And everything in between. And there's things that I haven't even seen yet, I'm sure. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what I don't know yet. But we've seen nightmares. We document things more than ever. We say CYA, cover your ass. We're covering it. We're covering it with video and pictures and everything you could think of. We're getting signatures. Everyone needs to know. So understand, like we're not trying to rush the process. I think that's where the big problem is.
Mm-hmm.
Rush. No, can you go to the starter? Go to the commission. Go hurry. Go to the install. Why? Because you want your check to clear? and you want to move on to the next project, cool, I get it. I want my checks to clear too. I got to wait 60, 70, 80, 90 days for my checks to clear. I go do an install, flat fee, $800. I do that in March. I'm lucky if I see that by June. Because I get kickbacks. So this is wrong. You got to redo this and resubmit this and resubmit that. And then this process starts all over. And now I don't get it until August. So this stuff is all broken. There's too much rush. There needs to be a slowdown. There needs to be a understanding of what actually happens on installations. There needs to be a realization that, yeah, you might be speccing stuff in, but when you're sitting down with that customer, do they know about any of this stuff? I'm going to tell you right now, I live this life. We see these installs for various manufacturers. When that sales process is happening, would you agree or disagree? No one's talking about the installation. No one's talking about the warranty. No one's talking about the total cost of investment for this thing. No one's talking about the upgrades that might have to happen to site. But you know what they're talking about? They're talking about the menus. They're talking about the demos. They're talking about what this could do for you and how it can make you money. And that's all well and good. We want you to sell the equipment.
Exactly. They don't sell it, we can install it.
Yeah, we want you to sell it. There needs to be more conversation. There needs to be better. There needs to be a better process. I just had a conversation with a manufacturer about this, and he is in agreement. The sales directors across the world, you need to start talking about real life stuff after you make that sale and you show what this equipment out there is doing amazing things.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's doing. There's smart kitchens. I mean, there's things. There's amazing stuff happening, innovation, and that's great. But what happens when Malachi gets there, and it's like we get thrown into the shit? I'm just gonna say it. We get thrown into the shit, and it's like, oh, well, and everyone's looking at us. I got an email chain, 10 people. This one told one person, we're playing telephone.
Yeah.
Right? Because and I'm gonna go right to the email. I'm going to go right to the email because I'm fired up because I want to create positive change. I want to stop the perception. I want to step into reality of what real technicians are doing, what real service managers are doing in the field, not on a factory floor, not on an office in middle America or wherever it might be, real life. And I'm not talking, I'm speaking for these other guys and gals. Because I know there's people that are watching right now, service, they're like, yep. And here we are. We look like the bad guys.
Because they were like, they don't know what's going on. They were like, oh, when I called to schedule a site survey. Oh, why you need a site survey? You just have to come in and plug in the unit and that's it. And that's all done. It's not. They're like surprised, like, oh my God, I gotta do this to my electric? Oh my God, I gotta call my plumber in? Like, they're not educated. And I always say this, they're not educated. You know, they're getting these beautiful ovens that do these beautiful things, cutting their time in half. Like, these things are like spaceships, you know,
Yeah.
and they do wonderful things. Don't get me wrong, but it's just when it comes to install it. And you know, you always want to give the customer a good feeling. And, you know, they're always going to think about like, oh my God, you don't know what I went through just to get this thing installed.
We're the last ones. We're the last ones they see.
Yeah.
And if there's an issue, we're the next ones they see.
Yeah, it's your fault.
And usually throughout the life cycle, we're the only ones they see.
Yeah.
And you know, you have these email chains that go back and back and back, and there's stuff here that's not even true at the end of it. You sent you sent frames that Malachi installed on 2 units. Why were the other 3 not installed? We didn't install anything.
Nothing was
Not
installed.
one thing was installed, but the telephone chain and an email is making us look like we did something we shouldn't have done, or we did something half-assed.
Yeah, and the email looks like we started it and we left. And they're asking, oh, what? Can you ask Malachi why they left it like that? Left what?
We did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And guess what? Because of XOI, I have full video of everything the tech did, full audio, full text, full picture, full signatures. I even have handwritten stuff.
Yeah, we documented it in the tablet. It's also emailed, and we also did a paper ticket, which has a second carbon copy, so we can leave something also behind So they got it 2 ways, physically and via email. So somebody had to see it.
Yeah. Well, let's go to some comments.
I
What do
would
we got?
like this comment. Setting realistic expectations are vital. I'm in sales and I have to make sure to tell them the details so it doesn't blow up on the back end because they feel let down.
Yeah. Sorry. I think someone's okay. I thought that was somebody saying something about this live. Yeah, I mean expectations, right? And that's valid. There needs to be expectations, and again, this is I need to reiterate this. I'm not saying that nobody knows what they're doing in their respective fields. Much respect. I have so much respect for the people of this industry from all facets.
Mhm.
What gets me fired up is that the service company for years and years and years, I've had conversations with many, many, many people. This is not something I'm just saying and creating. I didn't create this, but they say shit runs downhill, and where's the service company? We're the ones in the trench. We're the ones that have to pick up all the pieces after everything's done and make everything right. And at the end of the day, listen, that's supposed to be our customer too. How do we keep that customer sometimes with some of these things that happen? How do I keep the customer? They're pissed. I can't tell you. I won't name names, but during this pandemic, there was another combi oven installation that we did. And it again, 9, 10 people. This woman, I finally got in touch with this woman and I said, listen, tell me, I know you're frustrated. I could see it in some of the emails. Let's talk this through. She said, Rich, I just wanted my ovens installed. I didn't know I had to upgrade my electric. I didn't know any of this before I bought the ovens. There was thousands of dollars. When we got there, we said, well, here's the site survey. Well, you have 115 volts. You need 208. You need 1 phase, 3 phase, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. There's no discussions of this stuff. These customers are leaving with bad taste in their mouth, and we're all attached to it.
Yeah.
Every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, you gotta slow down. Stop worrying about the check getting cashed and do right by the customer so the checks can keep getting cashed. Money, 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 money. I get it. We all wake up to make money. Make it about the people. Yeah. Make it about the customer and the process. The money's gonna come. The money's gonna come. It's Freak Out Friday. Taz, we're fired up. I'm getting ready. I'm getting my mindset ready for tonight. Karaoke live. I don't know. I might do it. Doesn't matter. Lisa and Geraldine ain't gonna be there. Nope. They'll be sleeping. So, what else? What else do we want to talk about? I mean, I'm so fired up. We're all over the place.
I know. You're jumping all over the place.
Listen, the bottom line is
it's just making the customer experience.
Yes.
At the end of the day. Also, when everything's all all mixed up, it just. I have to put myself in the customer's shoes, and you have to lose a little faith. What's going on? Is it going to happen? Are they going to install it? What did I do? Because they're building this. These people some of them are building kitchens from scratch, and oh my God, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Am I going to get my beautiful kitchen?
Yeah. Now, yes, and let's talk about. So we all have that. We get to this insight, this install. Mm-hmm. And now we all have egg on our face.
Yes.
But then we get a call from a dealer the very next day, or a couple days later.
3 days later.
And says, I'm on site. It's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I have my technician call back.
Mm-hmm.
Go through everything. Oh, well, no, we're good. It's not ready.
No. Oh, wait, yeah. No, I don't think we're going to do it this way. Wait, I'm not sure about that part. Don't worry. I'm going to have everybody on standby. And that makes me nervous. Listen. Everything that we do has a dollar attached to it. Mm-hmm. From the standpoint of these technicians, they're the lifeblood of everything. They're the biggest assets to every service company. I'm an expense here. Yes.
I'm an expense. Okay. She's an expense. And I've had these conversations at Cefesa meetings with guys that have done it right, build big, beautiful service businesses. So again, I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said already. I'm just saying it out loud on the platforms now. And I'm starting these conversations in real life and every day. And the bottom line is you have to. I often feel that there's just such a discount to what our time is.
Mhm.
Just come back. I'll come back tomorrow. Come back Monday. Do you think? Just come back tomorrow. Can you come back tomorrow? Like I said,
Yeah. Come tomorrow.
understand something else. Just not one service company on the planet. If you think, even throughout the pandemic, we were busy. Thank you.
Mhm.
Grateful. There's not a service company on the planet that's waiting for you to call them. We don't need an extra call. We don't need an extra install. And I'm not saying that like we don't want more business or new business. What I'm trying to get the point across is that there's no tech idling at a curb right now waiting for you to call. They're on jobs. They're on jobs every day. They're scheduled out. I can't just send someone. There's no one sitting around. Oh, hey Joe, someone called. You ready to go? It doesn't work that way. So we can't always stop and drop every time. We can't overextend ourselves, and we can't make promises that we know we're not going to keep. So again, you got to slow down. The check's going to come. I mean, our check's going to come, I guess, eventually too. I mean,
Okay.
90 days, 120 days
Okay.
after we fight.
Tooth and nail. Also, talking about time, also when a lot of customers don't even know how long an install happens for. They think it's also like an hour or two. And they're like, oh my God, you're here more than 2 hours. Oh my God, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know you had to stack it. Oh,
Oh
that
my
all
God.
takes time. And and then you have like these, it's happened in the past. You have these people that will schedule somebody and they were like, oh my God, I didn't know I was gonna be here X amount of time.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's quick. It's quick.
Yeah, I know.
It takes time to do a drain. It takes time to run the electrical. It makes time, make sure everything's leveled out. The startup alone takes an hour.
Yeah. And commissioning and making sure that everything is proper.
And explaining what's going to happen. And also my guys, they like to go in detail. Like, this is what you got. This is, you have any questions and, make sure everybody's all on the same page. That all takes time. Doing the paperwork takes time. Writing out the startup paperwork takes time. Doing, if they have to do a flu analysis, that takes time. Everything is time. And
yes.
Taz says it's 3 days for a rack oven if you got everything right. And Quentin says flight type dish machines can take days to remove such.
Yeah.
You mean you can't do that? Oh, you can't do that in one day? Just send 14 guys.
You got it. It depends also. It also depends. Stairs, elevators. Sometimes you got like a flight dishwasher. It was one, remember that real big one? We have to take it out in pieces. Little by little. And discard, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time.
This is a big episode. This is a big episode. This is an ongoing thing. I got to get my service guys and service girls on here with me from across the country. So we got to schedule this stuff. We got to get you on. We got to talk reality. We got to punch the industry in the face with the facts.
Yes.
The facts. And listen, are we perfect?
No, I'm not perfect.
Do we own everything when we're not?
If it's us, we're gonna own it. We're gonna be the first one to raise our hand.
I will never not do the right thing. Doing the right thing is always the right thing. I will never not do the right thing. So if we screw up and we mess up, we own it. And if we gotta, eat it, and we gotta take a loss, it happens sometimes. It happens. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this particular situation where there's a dozen people.
It's too many people. I think if it was less people you have to communicate and everybody's all in the same page. There's 13 people, right? I think
12. I think 12. I counted 10 plus us. So
so everybody has their mindset. It's the game of telephone. You heard it one way.
There actually is more though. I think there is more than this in the chain.
Everybody doesn't hear everything. And then like somebody had comments, some people are not even there. So some of these people are probably home and they're just hearing what the next person said. And the message doesn't go
Yeah. Well,
across.
Quentin just said too many generals. Taz said, "Well, you can do it in 24 hours, but no one wants to pay for $45,000." And that's it. I was just going to mention something about that. So when you talk about the process of the install,
Yes.
and you say, okay, whoever is going to sit down with the customer, nobody wants to pay for the expertise prior to any of this stuff going down. If you really, really want things to go smooth, and we're not charging any astronomical things. I charge if a dealer or a customer, if anyone calls me to do a site survey outside of a manufacturer certified thing, it's $150, depending on maybe where, if it's really far, it could be $200, flat fee plus tax, to go do a site survey. To have a guy that's been doing this for 20, 25, 30 years, we have guys those are the guys going to do the site surveys. The guys that know this stuff, they know what to look for. Imagine getting all that in place and giving that to the customer every single time. Even though we do site surveys, a lot of the stuff falls on deaf ears.
Yeah.
Because we had to create a form. I had to create a form to send to the end user customer that you need to sign off that you upgraded this, upgraded that, plumbing, water, everything, whatever might pertain to that particular install, that you did everything we said, and you got to give me a credit card information. So when I roll out with 2 double stack units with 4 guys looking to get this thing done and we burn 3 hours, you're paying for that when we get there, and all that stuff is not done. Listen, I don't understand why and I shouldn't be shamed or feel shameful for that. I have a business to run. I have to pay whether no matter what, those technicians get paid for every freaking minute that they work. I will never, ever not. Oh, well, we're only paying you 3 hours. So should I call my technician and tell him that the other 3 hours that he worked, I shouldn't pay him? Or am I going to get called into the labor board and get slapped on the wrist? I would never do that. And then we talk about stuff yesterday I was talking about some stuff yesterday where we see, like, we had Gil. He was pulling ovens out.
Yes.
And they say, oh, well, you have an hour to do this job. Right? They give you 1 hour. By the time Gil got in there with his tools, talked to the customer, found out, because the place was huge, found out where the actual units are, because when you get to site, by the way, nobody knows what's happening.
Nobody knows.
Lisa, nobody knows what's going on.
No.
Because Tim, the night manager, called.
Yes.
But Tim is off on vacation for the next 2 weeks. And you know what Tim did? Tim told nobody anything.
Yeah.
No?
So now Gil is walking around site looking for Robert and Joanna and Phyllis and Michael Scott and all these different people that may or may not exist. Okay. Then we found out 25 minutes later, well, those are the units right there, because they got Tim on the phone finally. Yeah, he joined his breakfast on vacation.
After Phyllis is,
Yeah. Yeah. So now we find out, okay, we got to pull these units out from the wall. Gil's by himself.
Yeah.
So now we got to figure out who. So by the time he gets around, we're already 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
So you're telling me, according to the stopwatch of replacing whatever this part was or whatever it might be, I'm going to tell Gil, listen, you got 15 minutes left, man. If you can't do it, button it up and leave.
Drop your tools.
We're not going to do that.
No.
Obviously, we're not going to do that, because I'm not going to leave a customer in a bad situation. But here we are getting deducted and saying no, and we're not paying you for this, and we're not paying you for that. Well, news flash, Jer, I'm fired up. We're charging for things. We're billing for things for our time every time, because we have a business that we're trying to make successful and profitable. So there's no other way.
No.
We can't take the hits anymore.
No.
And I know in all the conversations I have with all of the people across the industry, service wise, I'm in the service network, they all feel the same way. Changes need to happen. Yes. 2021, we're making it happen. We're fired the hell up. I see my people. I see Quentin, Taz. I see you. We're interrupting the live. What do you want?
Do you have anything to I mean, scary.
So we're doing a live. We got Janine over here coming in because she
Now
thought.
Janine has to come on to the camera.
Say hi.
Say hi. You gotta come all over here.
We're live. See that? So there she is. She's coming in getting the lunch order. So listen, and I had a bunch of stuff here that I wrote down, but I think I pretty much covered it all. Number 3 was listen to the experts. So
Yes.
listen, here's the bottom line on this fired up episode. If you're selling equipment out there, thank you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you
It's
for
not easy during these times either.
No, it's I know it's not easy. Respect, love, I appreciate you. I do. Slow down a little.
It's worth
Reach
it.
out to your local service network, strengthen that relationship, and listen to them.
Yes. Listen to
Listen
us.
to them.
We know.
I know we want checks to clear. I want checks to clear. We all want checks to clear. We all want to be fat and happy, and we can be
Yes. Together.
together.
Let's work together. Mano
So-
y mano.
Slow down. Listen. Make this process better. We could only get better if we work together.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Mano y mano. Let's talk it out. Let's if you have questions, call us. We'll get you a tech. We'll give suggestions. We'll take suggestions. We gotta be together in this
Yeah.
to make the customer experience beautiful.
Yes. And this is a strong episode. I knew this was going to be a big, long, strong one. Even going back to an email that I got earlier this week from another dealer that wanted us to quote some double stacks. And I talked a little bit about this on my other Fired Up. They don't know the electrical. We don't know the electrical. Couldn't read it, so we don't know. But it's still all fine. Well, no, we can't. Listen, what happens if I get? You want me to quote and install with pictures? They're all good. Are these new units going to fit in the doorways? I have no measurements. Now, what happens when it's a 115 volt unit and I get there and the units you sold are 208 volt? Now, what do I do? So now I dispatch the technician. Okay. We're spending, what does it cost me to get a tech to site? I don't know, $60, $70. Gas is going up to $4 a gallon this summer. Gas, tolls, health insurances, inventories we carry. Listen, it costs
vehicle maintenance.
it costs a lot. Yes. It costs a lot of money to roll these wheels. So listen, profit's not a dirty word. We want to make a profit. So we want to make sure that things are right. So we can go in, do our thing, get out and go to the next one. What do restaurants do? They want to turn their tables. During this pandemic, I go in, they go, hey, you have an hour and a half. Here you go. You're on the clock. Because they want me to get in, they want me to spend my money, and they want the next customer to sit down in that seat now because there was limited seating. The longer I sit there, the longer that they're not getting that next bill. Well, the same thing for us. We want to get in. We want to turn the install. We want to go on to the next one. Bill it. That's what this is. That's what we're doing here. And we're handling customers. We're giving them a good experience. I still can't understand where the disconnect is, especially for the people that have been out there selling stuff for such a long time. Do you not realize that if we can't fit the units through the doorways and we're going upstairs, downstairs, you put it on the freight elevator. How many times have we said put it on the freight elevator? We get there, nothing fits on the freight elevator.
You can't even go through the door to get to the freight.
Yeah. We're taking what are we now we're in construction, so now we're taking door jams off, we're breaking railings off. No.
Taking off doors off
No,
unit.
because you know what? Listen, now that's more costs incurred. And when I say, well, here's the overage, it was an additional $850 to do this. Well, Rich, you said it was going to be $1,500. Well, you didn't pay for a site survey. I don't know what to tell you. $150 doesn't seem so much now, does it? Slow down. Work with the people that are giving you the insight. We see it every day. I understand you're doing what you do every day, but when you're looking to me for what you need us to do, damn, we're going to be here and we're going to do that. We're going to do it good. We're going to do it real good. I got guys that I put up against any place, any market in the country. The number one thing, they might say whatever they want about anything, but every customer always says, you guys got such great techs. And we do. We got guys that have been doing this for a really long time. And the two young guys that are actually been here almost 3 years now are learning from them. So where do you think they're going to be in another 3, 4, 5 years? Oh yeah, we're making them. And they're gonna know what it's about on how to do this stuff right. We don't cut corners. We don't leave until the job is done. And we make sure that everybody's happy when we leave in some way, shape, or form. And that's the bottom line. Fired up. I'm not done talking about this. We're going to keep on talking about this. As these situations arise, we're going to keep talking about it. We are food service, Quentin. He's going to have something with lots of onions. Don't tell Bob Alden he don't like onions. What else? Is that it? I'm fired up, Lisa. I need a slice of pizza.
Yep.
Um,
Trying to read the comments.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Quentin. You know what? Put that up, Quentin. We
Which
have
one?
charitable.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to read.
We have charitable hearts, but we are not a charity.
Is
And you know something? That reminds me of something. So I sitting in this building since we've been in this building since 1995, and I've been coming here with my dad. And over the years, I sat there listening to him on the phone, arguing about the same stuff that you're arguing about now. Believe it or not. And he would be yelling to people on the phone. He said, well, what do you think, my guys? You think my guys? What do you think? There's a steeple on the top of this building, and we have collection plates. We're running a church. He said, what do you think? I got volunteers here. I could hear him saying this stuff on the phone to people. He said, yeah, you gotta pay. You gotta pay my guy to come and do it. We don't work for free. He said, I'd love to be a charity, but we're not. I could hear my dad saying that, like I have that in the back of my head, talking about things that are going on like this right now. Like we're still talking about it 15, 20 years later, Dad. I don't know. If you're watching, I don't know. But you know, we're out to solve problems. We're out to make solutions. We're out to create positive change. And this fired up thing, that's what this is about. So I'm hopefully going to entertain people, but I'm also going to educate people and get people thinking and get people talking. And Fed Nation, that's what I don't have a Fed hat on, but Fed Nation, that's what Fed Nation is. It's like-minded individuals from all channels, by the way. Service, manufacturer, reps, dealers, consultant, there's facilities managers. There's so many people in there contributing to the, you know, the change, the charge for change. So we also got the Food Equipment Service Leaders Summit, which is, listen, we want to talk about change. That's what this is. There's a lot of buzz. There's over 200 people that have registered for a virtual event. And not a very, you know, in a fairly short amount of time, I must say. And go over to FESLeadersummit.com. You see it there on the screen, and register for free. Invite your teams, invite your salespeople, marketing. It doesn't matter what part of the industry you're in. You could be a chef. Be wherever you are. Just because you don't fix equipment does not mean you're not attached to it. It's part of everything we do. Whether we're selling it, whether we're servicing it, whether we're cooking on it, we're part of the same industry at the end of the day.
we're family.
We are. And I love my family. I love my team. I love my Cefesa people. I love my MOFSI people. I love my FIDA, my FCSI, my NAFM. I love you all. I love my RIFMA people. By the way, I'll be at RIFMA, so let me know if you're going to be down in Charlotte, June 22nd. I will be there. Lisa will have the camera rolling. So if you want to jump on, we could do little pop-up fired ups
We could
at
of course.
RIFMA.
Mhm.
Ooh,
We could
Like
do-
shout out fired ups.
yeah.
yes.
Why not? I could set up a fire up anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, if Facebook user, you did not give StreamYard permission, so we don't know who you are.
Let me just give this as an example. It says Facebook user, so we do not know who you are, because
Taz, if you're going to RIFMA, we're going to dinner. We're having whiskey. We're gonna talk about all our war stories, and I can't wait to meet Taz.
yeah,
That is my freaking brother, man. I love him. It's his version of cigarettes. Yeah. I don't smoke cigarettes or
He
anything for
hates
that matter.
them.
I hate it.
He hates
But
them.
I'll tell you what, pizza. I could probably eat
Could smoke
one
all the
large pie a
pizza.
full day.
Well, let's go get that large pie.
So we're gonna go do another little vlog, little slice of. So stay tuned. Go to youtube.com/MalachiTV and join that there. And we're also I want to mention this before I go.
Sure.
Hashtag Get Out Go Eat. So if you have been following along, if you're in the group, I apologize for Geraldine's picture.
What?
The chicken Alfredo.
Oh my god.
What
So-
was wrong with the chicken Alfredo picture?
He doesn't let
It looked
me
like
live
it
that
looked like
down.
a garbage plate.
What had happened was, let me explain to the world. What had happened was the food was so good.
On Facebook.
And I, right before the plate was finished, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to put this on the group. And there was like 2 bites left, and I tried to go close. And yeah, so I'm not a good food photographer. So now I'm gonna have to send them to Rich for approval before
Yeah.
I put them on the group.
Yeah. She was freaking people out.
He brings it up every day. He doesn't let me live it down.
It was discarded, like a discarded plate
But it was really, really good. I recommend.
from the Cheesecake Factory.
From the Cheesecake Factory.
I love Cheesecake Factory. It's very good.
It's very good.
I've never had anything I don't like.
No.
Even I've had
Mac and cheese
Taco
balls,
Tuesday.
those are the best.
Their menu is so big, so you want to eat everything.
Yeah.
It's like a Bible. You're like, I want that one.
It's a million things. But I don't want to lose you. Get out, go eat. Facebook, go over to Facebook. You can join the group. It's free. We're starting an initiative here in New Jersey to help people get out of behind their phones and their apps and actually get back out into the world. Go out, get out, go eat, get a meal. And we're doing that with the help of sponsors. And you can see the 2 videos right now up on Maliki TV, where we went to the place called the Mediterranean and another place called Everything Bagels and Deli. We have coming up next week, we have more.
Cafe Bello.
Cafe Bello is going to be on the list.
Ooh.
We have Giovanni's on the list. So we're going to be going to local places here in Bayonne, where is our hometown, but we're going to branch out to all of New Jersey. If you want to sponsor a video, get in touch with me or Lisa, and we'll tell you what the costs are and exactly what you get. But listen, I can tell you right now, you're going to be getting gift cards for the restaurant, at least it'll be $500. We're going to go out to the community, hand it out. So that's part of your sponsorship. And then you're going to get mentioned in our videos, beginning, possibly middle and end. And you're going to get to be seen by thousands of people across our channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's growing.
It's growing.
It's growing.
So
It's a good.
and then in that get out for manufacturers, in that get out, go eat on Facebook, there are restaurateurs, chefs,
Mhm.
owners,
Tons.
1,700 people in 1 week are in that group. Okay. I have no doubt by the end of next week, we'll be over 2,000. And
And continuing to grow.
so manufacturers, if you want to sponsor a get out, go eat, it would be a beautiful thing. I'd be appreciative. And that's it. So we're going to take it down. I want to thank Geraldine for joining me, giving insight to some of these jobs that we're doing upstairs and keeping our technicians moving and happy throughout the day.
Thanks, Chair.
Stay fired up. It's Friday. Taz, I'm looking forward to going to see what the drink of the weekend is over in the Fed group. If you're not in the Fed group, go over there. And until next time, we'll see you on the next Fire Up.